Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my first ever Snapchat Q&A. Oh my god. If you don't follow me on Snapchat, why? So my Snapchat name is Charlena K because somebody took Charlena. Who? There's like 3 Charlenas in the entire world. So I don't know whoever they are, but that wasn't nice. But yeah, so I announced it earlier on my Snapchat that I was going to be doing a Q&A, and I said keep it clean, people. Let's keep to the point. You know, there are certain things I won't talk about, but I'm happy to discuss whatever it is or anything. And I've got a whole bunch of messages on here. The first person's name is Taran Sahota _X. Would you ever come out with your own makeup brand? Interesting. Maybe. Now the thing is, I work in marketing. I'm a marketing manager. I've got 12 years of experience. I am very business minded. Business was one of the things that I was the best at in school, came out with straight A's when it came to business. So in terms of starting up my own business, I don't really see that being an issue. But for me, I think it's more a matter of time because I do work full time. Like I said, I also have my YouTube, which takes up a lot of my time. This is why I pre-film videos as well. Sometimes you may actually see a video like this one's going up to, like, I'm filming it now on August the 4th or the 5th or whenever it is, but it won't go up for another 2 weeks because trying to fit everything in. And then also a makeup brand as well, you know, it might be difficult. Maybe it's something that I may look into doing one day. Jesus has said she likes my outfit, thanks. Okay. Obviously she was responding to a completely different earlier snaps. What is your favorite liquid lipstick? Sadia 1926 has said, what is your favourite liquid lipstick? Love you millions. I love you too. My favourite one, god, that's hard. I like Colourpop's Scrooge, but I think that's been discontinued. Colourpop's It's My Ray Ray, which has also been discontinued, and I've stocked up on Colourpop's More Better. Anastasia Beverly Hills Dusty Rose is also a favourite of mine. Huda Beauty's Icon, Huda Beauty's Trophy Wife. Jeffree Star's Doll Parts. I'm sorry, I couldn't just pick one. There were a couple, and those are the ones that I tend to go for quite a lot. I'm actually not wearing, at the moment, I'm wearing Huda Beauty's Jetsetter liquid lipstick from her summer collection, and I'm wearing Snobby Lip strobe on top. What other ones are my favourites? Oh, Cherry Blossom by Coloured Rain, the most beautiful, gorgeous blood red. Okay, we'll stop there. Okay, somebody called Scyther Samosa, what a wicked name. How old were you when you first got your tattoo, and how did your family react? I was 22 years old. I've got a tattoo of 3 stars on my foot. That's one of my tattoos. I've got 2. I was 22 years old. I had just graduated from university, and I wanted to do something epic to remind myself of those 4 years of hard work and the student debt, which I've still got to this day, that I'm paying off. And I wanted to do something radical. And I've always wanted a tattoo, but I wanted something different. I wanted something that not everybody had. I wanted something bespoke and designed for myself, because both of mine are designed, like the one on my wrist is my name in Arabic. Obviously it's going to be bespoke. I got these 3 stars done, which represented at the time my mum, my dad and my brother. Obviously since then I've got a sister-in-law and niece as well, so, but they came later on. And I actually saw a model in, I think it was Elle magazine, and she was jumping in the air and you could see 3 stars on her foot. And I took that to the tattooist near my house, and I showed it to him, and he designed it for me in a way that I liked it, with shading in it, and that was it. How did my family react? Well, the thing is, I don't know, they didn't say, oh my god, don't do it. They were alright with it, I suppose. The thing is, my parents are obviously aware that this is my body and I will do what I want to my body. I think that they were just like, well, it's your body at the end of the day. My dad's never going to be somebody who's like, go and have a tattoo. I don't think anybody's parents are like, go and get one, you know, because it's their children's bodies that you are damaging. They're not going to encourage you to go and do it, but they'll support you with it. And when they saw it done, and they were like, oh, it looks quite nice, it's quite delicate, it's not obvious, it's not brash, it's not harsh, it's not rude, it's not offensive, it's 3 stars, and they represent your family, so they were actually all right with it. When I got my second one done, my mum and dad were like, okay, that's enough. Bushra says, Bushra, it's Bushes. I love you guys' names. Where does your makeup inspiration come from, and how did you decide what you wanted to do for a career? My makeup inspiration generally comes from my clothes. Like, I'm wearing blue and white today, and so I put blue earrings on, blue eyeshadows. I love colour. I've always loved colour. When I was younger, I didn't really used to wear that much colour, and I think that as I grew and I got more confident and got more used to stuff, I've always liked colour and bright things, and I think it's one of those things about being Asian as well. I mean, Asians are big on their colour and stuff, and so even the days where I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to have a nice neutral nude makeup look, and then it shows up like this. So, and also I would definitely say that my mum is an inspiration as well, because my mum has always matched her makeup to her clothes. When she was younger, I used to see her. She still does it now. She only wears lipstick nowadays, but her lipstick always matches her clothes. How did I decide what I wanted to do for a career? Well, to be honest, when I first started university, I started off doing law because I thought I'd be Ally McBeal, because I used to come on the TV at the time, and I was like, well, she's rich and she's got nice clothes and shoes, and oh God, it's so stupid. When you're young, you can be quite stupid in the way you think. And then I didn't do so well in law. It wasn't something that I felt that I could apply myself to properly. So I was like, right, I'm going to stop the degree after the first year. So I completed the first year and dropped out. And I signed up for marketing communications because, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, business is something that I've always been naturally really good at. My ability to analyze things in a logical way in terms of how it will work for a business is, I think, it's just something that comes to me naturally. And then I thought, okay, I don't want to be so broad just to study business on its own. I want to study a certain area of business. What do you like the most? I've always liked marketing, and then again there were like 4 different types of marketing degrees, so I picked marketing communications, which was like direct marketing, advertising, that sort of thing. Social media wasn't around then. It was just, Facebook just started out the year that I left uni, so that was never covered. That's stuff that I've had to learn afterwards. And then obviously going on from studying marketing, I'm a marketer now. PAHM1 has written a few things. Salam Charlene, hello. She watched me, found me on Snapchat. Hello. I know that you are a beauty blogger. You used to talk a lot about the prominent makeup brands. What are your honest opinions on the whole hype created around certain brands, then the high prices that go with it? Do you think drugstore brands are just as good, or do these brands deserve the hype and cost that they warrant? That's a good question, actually. I would definitely say that sometimes there is just a massive hype. I think everybody's now clocked onto the fact that Too Faced is just not that great. Too Faced are okay when they come out with, and I'm just using Too Faced as an example because I've kind of started drifting away from their products because I just don't find them to be that good. They're okay. I mean, their foundation, the Born This Way foundation's a decent enough foundation, yeah. Their liquid lipsticks are pretty good as well. They come out with eyeshadow palettes over, and it's always over the holiday season, the Christmas season, their eyeshadow palettes are duds, and it's just like you're charging $50 for it and it's not even that good. And a load of their other stuff, and I'm just like, you know what, it's about the packaging I'm paying more for than anything else. And when it comes to drugstore brands, so she said, do you think drugstore brands are just as good, or do these brands deserve the hype or cost that they warrant? Yes, drugstore brands are amazing. I've even recently done a drugstore makeup tutorial for you guys. Again, if you do follow me on Snapchat, you know that I often buy things from drugstore. Sleek makeup is one of my favourites. I do like Maybelline. I'm actually wearing a Maybelline foundation right now. I even just filmed a Primark makeup haul. That's not even drugstore. That's like below drugstore, if that's even possible. Sorry, Primark. Don't mean to be so disrespectful, but that is what it is, you know. I think that certain brands charge a lot of money more for their packaging, the marketing that goes behind it, and that sort of thing. And I don't always think that they are worth the money that they charge, for sure. Certain brands, like let's say Becca, now their quality is excellent. Their foundations don't always work so well for me, more in terms of colour, but the quality of all of their products generally are really good, and I do think that they warrant the price because the price reflects how decent the quality of the product is. MAC is another one that has started to slowly go downhill in certain areas. I also think some of the higher end brands, certain products of theirs are pretty good and others are not. So sometimes it's about you, I suppose, in your own mind thinking, okay, I've tested it, I've swatched it in store and I've watched reviews and it's not that good. It's really not worth £30. But if you go to the drugstore and it is, and I think that the thing with drugstores as well is that because it's not very well taken care of in those areas, they look messy, they look grubby, they've been opened, it can turn people off. I tend to buy a lot of drugstore stuff online because I know it's coming directly from the warehouse. So hopefully that answered your question. Oh, her name is Nadia. Thank you. I'm glad that you wrote your name at the end. Oh, bless you, Nadia. That was a good question. Where's one country you want to visit and why? Japan. Oh, if you knew me in real life, you know that I'm obsessed with everything and anything Oriental. China, Japan, Vietnam, Philippines, Hong Kong, South Korea, not North Korea. I just love it. I don't know what it is. I think it's just something I've always gravitated towards. I think their culture, their mannerisms, their behaviours, their respect for people as well. I find that people from that part of Asia to be so different to the people from the Asia I'm from, Southeast Asia. So they're from West Asia, I suppose that's how you call it, if that's right. But Japan, definitely. I even just bought a jacket which just says Tokyo on the back. I just love everything. I think that they're at the forefront of everything and anything in the world. If you think something new has come out in England or in London, Japan did it 20 years ago. You know, China as well. You know, there are aspects of China I don't agree with, like eating dogs and animal testing. But if you try to ignore that side of things, obviously it's your choice. If you decide to go there, then eat a dog, then you're just as bad. You don't have to go and do that. You know, the city, the architecture, their clothes, their fashion, their style. I mean, I don't think I've ever come across a single person from that part of the country or that part of the world that dresses badly. I swear, just they look amazing all the time, and it's always been something I've been fascinated with. I've wanted to go to the Cherry Blossom Festival for I don't know how many years, and for me it would be an expensive trip for sure, but you know what, it would definitely be worth it. It would be one of those ones where I'd save and save and save to make sure I have the best holiday possible. Sweet Lala Lou 09, again, what a wicked name. What made you want to do a makeup channel on YouTube? She's asked a couple of questions, so I'll try to get through them quite quickly. Well, to be honest, I started my YouTube channel in, what was it, 2009, 2010. It's been such a long time. And at the time I was going through a really difficult time in my life. I'm not going to go into details why. And then I suddenly found that I had a lot of free time on my hands as well. And YouTube was actually pretty new then. And I had just started out with makeup. I was still quite young, 25, 26 years old. I didn't used to wear makeup that much. So I started looking up on YouTube, you know, foundations for Asian skin, eye makeup for Asian skin, lipsticks for Asian skin, because all that was really around was MAC. And even at that point in my life, I wasn't earning a lot of money. So I wanted to find things that would work for me. And lo and behold, there was hardly anything there. And I was like, where are all the Asians at? Where are all my homies at? There weren't any. And lo and behold, that's what made me start my channel. Because I was like, well, now obviously it's completely saturated with people like me. I mean, I'm no one special anymore. I don't even think at the time I was as well. But that's the reason why I started. Anyway, name a person who inspires you. My mum and dad. I love them both. They're both fabulous. They're both amazing. If you follow me on Snapchat, you know how much I love them. They inspire me every single day to strive hard, to work hard, to never expect anything, to never rely on others other than your own family, and work hard and reap the rewards afterwards. They have both made so many sacrifices in their lives, and God bless them both. They both retired this year, and my mum is so happy. She's chilled. She's reaping the rewards of her 30 to 40 years of hard work and sacrifices she has made for her family. If you had to do a collab with somebody, who and why? Ooh, a collab with somebody. Amrezy. I like her style. I like her fierceness, how fierce she is. She does collabs mostly with Anastasia Beverly Hills and she ain't got a clue who I am. But yeah, I would like to. I think I like her style. I like her attitude as well. And I like the way that she approaches the world. It's quite similar to the way I approach it, like this. What company would you collab with? Ooh, Colourpop? I love Colourpop, as you guys know. Huda Beauty. Now, let's be honest. I love Huda. She's just happy all the time. Like, all the time. Sometimes I want to go, what are you taking? And I think she's just happy off life. Just, you know. And I like her brand. I like her ethics. I like her morals, the way that she approaches things, the way that she discusses things, even negative things. She still puts a positive spin on it. I think you've got to be a special kind of person to be like that, because I know I'm not like that. And last, you're awesome. Love watching you. Oh, bless. Thank you. Zara_56. What's your hair type and what are your favourite products to use for it? I've just got normal Asian hair. I don't have anything special. It's thick. It's not as thick as it used to be. If you guys have followed me since way back when and used to see my videos, my hair was like out here. It was thick and lush, and it's now normal, I would say. And I don't know what's changed. I take the pill, the contraceptive pill, and I take it because I suffer from endometriosis. And I've noticed that ever since I started taking that, my hair just ain't as it used to be. But you know, it's the lesser of two evils. I have to take it to keep my endo in check. If I come off of it for the sake of my hair, which would be a vanity thing, of course, suffer the consequences. So I think my favourite products for my hair to use are coconut oil. I mean, because I dye my hair especially. I use a Superdrug spray hair gel because I'm sitting in my garage. I don't have it with me. Otherwise, normally I just grab it from over there. And what else do I tend to use? Oh, my favourite shampoo is Lush's Rehab shampoo and Retread conditioner. And I don't use that much hair product, to be honest. I mean, you guys have seen it's either down and straight or it's up in a bun. I'm so boring when it comes to hair, and the complete opposite when it comes to my face. I'm so weird. Ayesha, how do you stop creasing underneath the eyes? An amazing concealer. What can I say? I love the Tarte Shape Tape concealer and the Urban Decay Naked Skin concealer are the two which I find to crease the least, but also I make sure that I set the under eye area with a powder. Whatever powder you use, I use the NYX Banana one, Anastasia Beverly Hills Banana one, the Airspun Coty powder sometimes if I don't have those because that's translucent, those are yellow. And what other one? I've got a Makeup Forever one as well. So a yellow powder I tend to use to settle any potential creases that may happen. I don't have any fine lines or wrinkles under my eyes, but I do have lines because we have eyeballs. Romy Dizzle. What a wicked name. If you had your own eyeshadow palette, what would you call it? I'd call it something like Romy Dizzle. I mean, that's wicked. Charlena, obviously. My name is so unique. It would make sense, right? Charlena's palette. Is that too long for some people? Especially the ones that call me Charlena. You guilty people out there, where are you? Charlena. Shahalina, as my Arab friends say. And they say it so well, because that's actually how it's pronounced. Oh, what else would I call it? I suppose it depends on the theme of the palette. I mean, obviously, if it was my palette, it would be bright and stunning. Have to have an amazing crease shade, a wearable transitional shade, shimmering lid shades, tear duct shimmery shades. So maybe Shimmer Charlena. Oh my God, I'm so lame. And I'm a marketer. Pfft, I don't like being put on the spot. Have you visited your parents' home countries? Ooh, I have been to Pakistan, actually. That is my dad's home country. I went when I was 8 years old and I stayed there for a month. And actually I was 7 years old when I went there, and I had my 8th birthday there because I went in September. And it was one of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had, to the point where I remember so much of that trip. A lot of people forget things when they grow up, and even to this day I go to my brother, do you remember when this happened? Do you remember when that? And he's like, no, because he was 2 years younger than me. He also had his birthday out there as well because we're both born in September. And it was strange. It was a big change for me because I'm a Westerner, or a Westerner if that's what you want to call it. Born and bred in England, in London, speak English fluently, obviously. As much as my parents impart parts of their culture on me, I am westernized. I'm a Londoner. I am as every other Londoner is. There's no part of my life which I would consider to be Pakistani, if that makes sense, except for the food that I eat, even though my food is Punjabi because my mom's Punjabi and she's not from Pakistan, so that didn't make sense. Yes, I stayed. My grandma had, unfortunately, God rest her soul, she'd passed away quite quickly, and she lived at the time in an area called, oh my God, it's called Maloga. It's in the Mansehra district. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that have never even heard of that. All they've ever heard of is Islamabad, Lahore and that. My dad's actually from Wazirabad, and we took a plane into Karachi. I remember sitting there baking because I'd never experienced heat like that in my life, and September in Pakistan is also mosquito season. I was eaten to within an inch of my life. I have seen creatures out there I have never witnessed other than on TV. I remember seeing something that was like the size of my fist just floating through the air, and I was like, what is this? Is it a plane? It looks like a warship. It was a creature. Donkeys just wandering around the streets. The thing is, where I was staying as well, I was in the mountains. We had electricity that went off every 10 minutes. Thankfully, I was not as spoiled as I am now as a grown-up. The toilet was a hole on the floor which frogs used to jump out of. To get water, we had to go to the next door neighbour's well to draw water out, and their garden had a massive turkey in it, which me and my brother were scared of. We ate corn from the fields, a basic living. I mean, if I was to go back there now, it would be a very humbling experience for me as an adult, because I like to have a shower which is above my head. The shower over there was a pump in the garden. As a kid, you don't care so much, but as an adult, you're spoiled. You know what I mean? You like your flushing toilet, right? It just goes to show how spoiled we are as Westerners and the things we take for granted. Now, I'm not saying the rest of Pakistan is like that, but the mountains definitely are. And I also went to Aptabad, and I spent a little bit of time in Islamabad as well. I remember a drunk policeman coming after my brother once, and I won't go into the details of why I believe this drunk policeman fixated on my 6-year-old boy brother, but I'm sure I just said enough right there. But the people there seemed to be lovely enough. I mean, again, I was 8 years old. I was a kid. I had a kid's perspective of things. As an adult, it may be very different, and I would be interested to go back again one day. I've never been. My mum is from Kenya. She's from Nairobi, and I've never been there. Oh, Selena, Miss Beauty Addict, you're such a cow. Look at her. If you had to choose between makeup and fashion, what would you choose? She knows me too well because I met her yesterday and picked up a whole load of new clothes and things. Oh, it's a hard one. Makeup, I would say makeup, because no matter what dud clothing you're wearing, your face will always look snatched. It can't work the other way around, right? I would say, because I've wandered down the street looking like a complete tramp because I couldn't find anything to wear, or everything was in the laundry basket or whatever, but my face looks so good. And let's be honest, when people talk to you and look at you, they're looking at this, they're not looking at this. So it's makeup first. Falak Naz has said, if you could only wear one product on your face for the rest of your life, what would it be? Foundation. Scars, man. Come on. Need to even that out. Yeah? Hannah 2998. Hi, how are you? I'm well, thank you. I would like to ask, what are your favourite perfumes? Oh, Sarah Jessica Parker. Oh my god, it's my favourite perfume. I can't remember the name. Sarah Jessica Parker's... What is it? The one in the pink bottle. How can I forget? I've got like 5 bottles upstairs. It's the only one I wear on the regs. I'm having a brain fart moment. Morna in transit. Your names. How do you split your time between YouTube, social media, work and family? Do you have a routine? It's difficult. I'm not going to lie, it is difficult. I work 5 days a week. As you guys know, I go to the gym as well 4 times a week. 3 days is before work because I can't fit it in after work. I'm too tired, I want to go home. When I come home, I will either help my mum making some food as well as watching EastEnders and Hollyoaks, and at the same time as I'm watching, I'm editing. I use my weekends for filming, but I pre-film videos so that I can give myself weekends off as well. Otherwise, I literally would not see my friends, and I need to be able to fit them into my life as well. Luckily, a lot of my friends live near me. And thankfully, because of things like social media, WhatsApp and that, you can keep in touch with people so much more than you used to be able to. And you used to have to write a letter, dial up a phone. Like, do you remember the phones that you used to... Yeah, that was in the 80s, man. I'm old. I also have Instagram. I have my Snapchat. I have my Twitter account as well. All 4 of my social media are for various different things. YouTube is mostly focused on makeup, a little bit of fashion, maybe a few serious topics here and there. Twitter, I tend to be very political on there and quite abusive towards racists. I don't know why, they just bring it out in me. And Instagram is mostly for beauty photos and the occasional outfit of the day. And Snapchat is for up to date, every other day. You know, I'm up, hey, good morning everyone, this is what I'm doing today, how are you, all that sort of thing. So it can be quite difficult. Top 5 can't live without products. Makeup, hair, clothing, accessories. Oh, clothing, I'm wearing something new. I don't have a favourite item of clothing because I'm always buying new stuff, and even these earrings are still new. Hair, well, I've already talked about my hair. Boring. Accessories, I've got loads of like costume jewellery which I love to wear. I don't have favourites though. Makeup on the other hand, top 5. Foundation would have to be my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Liquid Foundation, shade Y385. Concealer, Tarte Cosmetics Shape Tape Concealer, Anastasia Dip Brow Eyebrows, Huda Beauty's Sasha Eyelashes. How many is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5 would have to be... thinking. A contouring product of some sort. Maybe a bronzer. Not sure. Oh, my Hourglass bronzer. Radiant Light Bronze. Love it. Best holiday I've ever had and why? Ooh, Amsterdam. 30th birthday. I'm gonna leave it at that. We all know what's in Amsterdam. Actually, I went to Amsterdam twice. I went there for my 30th birthday, and then I went there with Michelle, my best friend, in 2013. That was the best holiday ever. With my best friend. It was the August bank holiday weekend, which is actually coming up. And it was gorgeous. It was sunny. We were chilling, going shopping, going here, going eating beautiful foods, and just having a laugh. I actually don't have any photos of that trip because I dropped my phone and lost all my photos. I'm so upset. Tanisha has said, what is your favorite setting powder? My air spun powder. Love it. Shown it in so many videos. It's just the best face powder ever. It's drugstore and I bought it in America. XO Warisa XO, what made you start doing makeup? Have you ever considered becoming a professional makeup artist? No, and I don't think I ever will be. Now, I may toot my own horn slightly and say I've definitely improved in terms of makeup on my own face over the past couple of years, especially if I've watched some of my older videos look shit. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I think I've got a lot better, definitely. And now doing it on somebody else's face, and I'll probably poke your eyes out. It's doing a makeup on your own face is one thing. Doing it on somebody else's is completely different. They've got different shape, different eyes, different this. So people who are makeup artists, I say to them that they're very, very talented people, especially those that can do it well. There are so many people out there that call themselves makeup artists, and then I'm watching them and I'm like, that contour ain't even blended out. Like, what? Why is their eyebrows lopsided? Why are they like that? And I've seen women part with a couple of £100 for shit makeup. Some people shouldn't even be makeup artists, but some people, if you are that kind of person who has the ability to do it on others, then that's great for you. But I, unfortunately, I don't think I could ever be that person. I'm just not good enough. What is your favourite colour? Pink. Favourite drugstore brand? Sleek. Favourite high-end brand? Where does Colourpop fit into this? Are they drugstore as well? Okay, drugstore as well, but drugstore prices rather than drugstore in shops. Favourite high-end brand? Anastasia Beverly Hills. What did you want to be when you was younger? A baker. When I was 5, I remember. I don't know why, I think I just like cakes. What did you study at college? At college, which is different in America, you guys call college university is college. Over here we have school, sixth form or school college. So my school didn't have sixth form, which is age 17 and 18, so I went to Harrow College and I studied English literature, business studies and government and politics, because I told you guys I am a bit of a nerd. What are your goals and aspirations for the next 10 years? In all honesty, I want to get married, settle down and have a baby. What is your favourite childhood memory? I was 3 years old and my mum put a dress on my brother and he was 1 and he screamed his head off and I absolutely loved it and found it hilarious. I'm such a bully. What advice would you give to someone who doesn't know what profession to go into? Well, as I already said, I thought I wanted to do law. Didn't work out for me. I'm not a lawyer and I don't think I could be either. It's too much hard work. I know a couple of them, a couple of lawyers, a couple of barristers, and I know a couple of solicitors as well. Hardly see them sometimes because all they do is work. They earn big bucks, but they can't spend it. What advice would you give to somebody who doesn't know what profession they're going to? Go with your heart. Don't go with what your parents want, especially if you're Asian. You know what I'm saying. Doctor, lawyer, accountant. My brother is a doctor. But go with what you're passionate about. When you're at school, there will be something that you like the most. Like I was always good at business, and if you are creative as well, I was a creative person too, and that is what is branched out into my YouTube channel too. So go with what you like to do in here. Is there anything you regret doing when you were younger? Yeah, that's not for public consumption. Who do you look for fashion inspiration? Ooh. Good question. No one really, but I would definitely say that Michelle, my best friend, is the one who brought out my hidden fashion diva in here. Shall I show you my shirt actually? Okay. It's short frilly at the front and at the back it's got a tail. Look, it's a frilly long thing that goes quite far down. So even though it may look like I'm just wearing a boring old shirt, I'm not, because that's how I am. Uh-oh. I closed my screen. Describe your perfect wedding. Me, my man, and that's it. Oh, and my family. I like these big brash Asian weddings of 1,000 people and you've spent a couple of $100 on your wedding. Why? Why do it? I just want a fabulous dress, obviously, and my husband with me, our family, small, intimate, and spend that 100 million thousand pounds on a honeymoon. Okay, Tasneem89 has said, I'm so funny because she's probably replying to me moaning that nobody sent me any messages. What is your favourite brown lipstick? Oh, I don't wear brown that often. I really like Jeffree Star's Family Jewels, the new one. I like Stila's, I think it's Biscotti. That's a nice brown as well. Do you ever want to move out and have your own house? One day. The thing is, I actually like living with my family. I love my parents. I get along with them really, really well. And I think that's definitely something that comes with age as well, because the older you get, the more you understand their sarcasm and you are able to clap back with your own and have a laugh with them and have them as your friends as well as your parents. Yeah, one day I would move out. I have actually been looking now and then, but only for houses which are really like literally either my road where I am now or around the corner. So I'm not really giving myself a lot of space to move out because I don't want to move far from them. And if I do move out, it'll be, I don't want to live on my own. I lived on my own when I was at university and it was all right when you're in your early 20s, it's all fun. And then after a while I was like, I have no one to talk to. I'm one of those people who always has to, even though I like my own space, I still like to know that there's somebody downstairs or I can go bug them. And living with 6 people, and we're going to soon have, inshallah, 7 people soon in our house. So one day I will. If I get married and settle down, then yeah, I like to move in with my husband. But until then, I'm happy living with my family. And I will stay in London, yes. And she said, also said, through working out, do you feel you've lost a lot of weight, and do you also diet or just eat moderately? I don't weigh myself at all. I think when people weigh themselves and they don't, even though they think that they've lost weight and then they look at the scales, they get upset because they don't feel that they've lost enough. Muscle weighs more than fat. That's what a lot of people don't realize. So even though you're exercising, which I exercise a lot, especially because I'm still training for my marathon, which is coming up. By the way, I am fundraising for cuddle cots. And cuddle cots are basically refrigerated cots for parents who have had a stillborn baby or a baby that has passed away shortly after birth, and rather than the baby being snatched and taken away to a morgue, okay, not snatched, that's a bit of a harsh word, but taken away to a morgue, the baby is left next to them in this refrigerated cot so they can spend a little bit of time with the baby and it helps them to grieve. I will link my fundraising page below for you guys. Please donate. I wouldn't say that I've lost weight, no. I would definitely say that everything has toned up. I've become not muscly because I already have a very athletic build as it is. I've got an athletic curvy build. So I can see that my trousers have become looser, my clothes have become looser, things have become tighter, but I would not even encourage people to weigh themselves unless they really have to. Do I diet? Nope, I don't diet. I just try not to eat so much crap. That's all it is, really. If you do things like stop eating so much chocolate. I was drinking a can of Coke a day, sometimes 2. Now I have 1 a week. Do you know how much sugar is in a Coke? Let's be honest, I love Coke. We all love Coke. Coke addict here. But that has made such a big difference. Something like a small change like that makes such a big difference. Now I just have it once a week. Gone down from 8-9 times a week. So it's a lot. I eat salads during the week, fill myself up, and at home we eat quite healthily. I eat a lot of home cooked food. I don't eat out a lot, but when I do, I try to be healthy. I like to treat myself now and then. I have Fat Fridays, or I call them Fat Friday, and even a Fat Friday just means I'm not having salad for lunch. I'm having a baguette or a Nando's, which is grilled chicken, right? So it's just about using a little bit of common sense and not being a greedy fat bastard and being a pig. ZX_SK. Would you do your own makeup for your wedding or get a professional MUA? I'll do it myself. I don't trust people. I've been there at people's weddings when they've got a professional makeup artist and it ain't looked good. And I'd rather do it myself. So at least if I do a bad job, I can only blame myself. Amber_Madeline. Oh, that's a nice name. If you had to choose just one brand of cosmetics to do a full face, which brand would you choose? One for drugstore, one for higher end. Drugstore or affordable, I would say Colourpop, because even though they haven't come out with foundations, they've come out with concealers, which I have ordered, and apparently they're amazing and I'm waiting for them and I've got high hopes for them. Plus I like their eyeshadows, their lipsticks, their blushes, their highlighters, so I could almost do a full face. Higher end, Anastasia Beverly Hills, I would say, or who else? Makeup Forever, but I don't have a lot of their lipsticks. Urban Decay as well. I'm actually curious. Kavitata has asked me what song this is. I don't know, I had the radio on. It was the radio. I'm actually curious. You buy a lot of makeup. My question will be, would you ever consider buying one designer stuff, as in a handbag, shoes, clothes? Which brand would it be and why? Well, I have got a pair of Manolo Blahniks at home, but that would be my Auntie Lil who gave them to me. She's got like the most amazing designer shoes collection ever, and they squeeze my feet, and I've worn them once. And I don't know, the thing is, some designer things are just not that great. I mean, I've got things from High Street that has lasted me 10 years. Is it just because of the brand? Is it just a name tag that makes it so amazing? You know, I see some designer things and I'm just like, firstly, that looks naff, but just because it says Moschino on it, some idiot is going to spend £1,000 on it, you know? Whereas I can go across the road to River Island, buy something which is much nicer and cost me £30. So it's not a matter of me even being a snob. It's using a bit of common sense and making my money last longer. I am a marketing manager. If I did want to go and buy a designer handbag, I could go and do that. It's not a matter of money, not having the money to do it. And it's not even the matter of saying I buy a lot of makeup, so if I use that money to buy something more designer, I can do both. I don't want to. That's the difference. But if I really did have to choose designer shoes, Manolo, of course. Jimmy Choo's as well, gorgeous. Louboutins, stunning. Sophia Webster is my favourite, to be honest. She is a British shoe designer. She's about my age, a little bit younger. Her shoes are stunning. I love all of them. The Evangelines. Oh, I'm hoping Sophia one day names a pair of shoes after me. Not that she knows who I am or would give a shit, but because I've got a nice name. And wouldn't you like to say, I'm walking on Charlena? Maybe not. Aisha has asked, what have I studied? Any tips for studying at college, university? Yeah, get your head down. Make sure you're surrounded by the right kind of people. When I say right kind of people, I mean friends. And stay away from boys, okay? Everybody, when they're young and they're at school or they're at college and they're at university, gets distracted by boys. And for boys, that also means don't get distracted by girls. Because I say it from experience, it ain't worth it. Your education and your future is more important than your 2-minute crush. And we have all been there, and oh my god, my heart's broken, and then you miss your exam or you don't do your coursework. And let me tell you something, your lecturer don't care. They're looking at you like I am now as a 34-year-old thinking, you stupid child, you're 18 and your boyfriend has broken your heart. You know what, it's really not that serious. And you realise that when you grow up and you look back at yourself and you're like, you idiot, you know? Trust me on that one. So focus is the most important thing, and surrounding yourself with a good set of people and trying not to just get distracted by the nonsense things in life. Boys and all of that stuff can come later on when you're more mature and you have the time for that sort of thing. But when you're studying, try to focus on that as much as you can, and don't get drunk all the time as well. Flipping hell, my god, I've never seen so many naked men than I did when I was at university. It was always the rugby team getting drunk and jumping into the pools. Z.767. Oh, I like questions like this. Sometimes it's not just about makeup. If you had to choose between the three, which would you pick? What's-its, Doritos or Pringles? Oh, that is such a hard one because I love all of them. Now, I like What's-its because I don't know about you guys, but I like to put them in my mouth and suck on them. I'm like, Doritos, no, get rid of Doritos. They're okay, but out of the other two, Pringles. Pringles are so moreish. But you know what? I'd probably say What's-its because I like to lick my fingers after as well, even though they're all cheesy. Sarah Hanan. I like the name Hanan. Do you think about doing YouTube full time? No, because I love my job. And I studied my arse off for years and years and years and got into a ton of debt not to go and then just have YouTube as a full-time job. Obviously, if I was earning the amount of money that I was earning from my job and my YouTube, which I'm not earning even close to that same amount, I may reconsider and maybe start up my own makeup brand. But until then, no, I'm happy to keep things as they are. What are your thoughts on sponsored videos? I don't have any issues with them as long as you mention that they're sponsored so people can make their own judgment based on that. And then also, if you continue to follow that person and if they're still using that product when the video or Snapchat or wherever it is not sponsored, then they must obviously like it. If you never see them use it again, then you know it's bullshit. And makeup brands collaborating with YouTube influencers, I don't mind, but as long as if you know yourself, like let's say Makeup Geek. Makeup Geek came up with the Mani MUA palette, right? Now, we all know that Makeup Geek's eyeshadows are excellent, so we knew that the Manny MUA palette was going to be excellent too. It doesn't matter who's the name behind it, it's about the company that is producing the product. They can just stick their name on it and say, yeah, these are our favourite colours that we picked. They didn't make the product though. That's one thing you have to remember. So if you know that the brand is a good brand, doesn't matter who the collaborator is behind it, you know that you'll get a good product from that brand. Sabia.x. You are hilarious with your snaps. They always make me laugh. Oh, I'm glad I make you laugh. Do you enjoy working in marketing? Oh yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. I won the Marketing Manager of the Year award. It was some hobo made up award, I swear, but I was still like, yay, I won. Where do you see your career going? I'm quite happy where I work right now. I've already done in previous jobs, I've had my own team. I know what it's like to interview people, write reports, quarterly, annual nonsense, budget. I hate budgets. Strategies, and I've done it all. I've done everything. So I'm quite happy and settled where I am. I work for a family company. It's not far from my house. I've got understanding employers. If anything ever happened at home, they wouldn't mind if I had to run off. You know, we all look out for each other. I've also worked in the city, and that journey just used to kill me for 4 years. Forget it. How do you remove hair from your face and upper lip? Mirror. Yeah, but I've shown you guys on Snapchat I get lasering done. So I don't. I go once every 5-6 months and first I shave it off and then I go the lasering done. So, but before I used to do lasering, I used to get threading done, and threading used to bring me out in little whitehead spots because I've got sensitive skin, so I stopped doing that. And from my face I used to use hair removal cream because it didn't used to hurt. Before that I used to do waxing, and oh my god, pain, forget it. And again I used to come up in white spots, so you can imagine, no. It's Layla. She just got home and saw the Q&A video on Snap. She goes, okay, so since we have spoken about physical insecurities, what are the 3 physical traits and 3 physical personality traits you love about yourself? Physical traits, it's a vanity question, I suppose. I've got nice hands and feet. I've got big bones, but they're not fat, they're just big. I've got nice feet as well. No corns, no bunions. They're all straight, they all point straight, they all look pretty. I can happily take feet of the days if that's a thing, if I needed to. So I suppose that's one thing I got from my dad. What else? I like my body shape. It's athletic, curvy. It's not athletic and it's not curvy, it's both. And I am blessed in this area and the other area. So that's that. I have nice eyes. I don't know. I don't hate my face. I don't hate the way that I look, but I also don't big myself up so much, so I find it weird saying things that I think are great. I have a nice smile. That's called 3 years of braces, people. And 3 personality traits you love about yourself. I'm kind. I know I might come across as a bit aggressive sometimes, but that's just how I talk, I suppose, more than how I actually am. I'm kind, I'm caring, and I'm a good listener. What used to be your ideal partner when you were a teen, and has that changed? When I was a teenager, I wanted to be with the Backstreet Boys. I don't know how many teenagers out there think about things like ideal partners, but you shouldn't. Carry on with your studies. What did I say about boys? Sound like your mum lecturing you now. What is my ideal partner now? Ideal partner would be loyal, caring, funny, supportive, faithful, and most importantly, loving and affectionate. But don't give me hugs and kisses all the time because I don't like to be touched. Physical person, feel free to add physical personality traits. You got to be funny, you got to be able to crack jokes, and you got to be able to take my sense of humour as well, because if you can't, I can't get along with you. If you don't understand my sarcasm is jokes and my witty jokes that I make, then we can't go there. If you're stupid, I can't be with you. If you haven't even got 1 GCSE, sorry, no. If I have to teach you how to spell, no. No, 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 no. Physical traits, I like muscles. I like big muscles on the arms. But big muscles on the arms does not mean skinny stick legs, so do it properly. Sada Fomar. If you had one perfume for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? It's the Sarah Jessica Parker one, which I still can't blink and remember. You know what? Let me Google it. I'm sitting here with my phone. Let's see. Sarah Jess. Lovely. That's it. Sarah Jessica Parker's Lovely. That's the one. What age did you start wearing makeup from? Shortissy 40. Is that how you say it? Shortissy 40. Yeah. 14. When I was 14, 15, maybe I used to take a little bit of kohl and put it on the inside of my eye, and I used to wear cheap NAF orange foundation to cover my hideous spots. I didn't used to wear a lot and I used to look horrible. I think it just used to make me look worse. And lip balm, not even lip balm, Vaseline, that was it. I would say I properly started to wear makeup more when I was when I started college, so 17, 18 years old, and I used to work as well. Yes, I've been working since the age of 16. I believe in paying my own way and not relying on my parents, as I believe many people should be that way. I used to wear a bit of foundation, a bit of mascara and a lipstick and a little bit of blush. No contouring, no highlighting. I didn't even know what that was. Barely any eyeshadow on my eyebrows. I used to pluck them myself. They looked hideous. Thank God they did grow back and I was able to do stuff to myself. And that was it. Oh my God, this video is going to be so long. I'm going to stop talking now because this video is going to be so long. Thank you everybody who's contributed and asked questions and whatnot. Hopefully I'll do another one of these videos again soon, so make sure you follow me so that you can join in. Other than that, I hope you guys are great and love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.